Hello and welcome back to The Deep Dive. This is where we take your curiosity and, well, we dive headfirst into some really intriguing topics, breaking down the latest ideas just for you. Today we're tackling something that's right at the intersection of innovation and how we invest our money. This fascinating world of artificial intelligence and finance. Now, I know when you hear AI and investing, maybe your mind jumps straight to like robots trading stocks, fully automated markets, no humans needed, kind of sci-fi stuff, right?
Yeah, that's a common image, definitely. But what's really interesting about the material we're looking at today is how it paints a very different picture.
Exactly. It's not suggesting AI is this full autopilot taking over completely.
Not at all. The idea we're exploring is much more about AI as a powerful co-pilot.
A co-pilot, I like that. So it's about working with the technology.
Precisely. It's reshaping investing by augmenting human capabilities, not replacing them.
Okay, so our mission today really is to unpack how AI genuinely empowers investors. We're talking about getting more clarity, maybe better control, and definitely speed.
Crucial speed, yeah. But, and this is key, while keeping human judgment right there in the driver's seat.
Right, and we've got some great insights guiding us, including perspectives that really stress how important things like transparency and ethics are in all this.
Absolutely fundamental. Building trust is paramount.
So let's cut through the hype, get into the practical side, and figure out what this AI-assisted future actually looks like for you, the investor. Ready to dive in?
Let's do it. And that reframing you mentioned, from automation to augmentation, that's the perfect starting point. The co-pilot metaphor just works so well because it immediately implies partnership, doesn't it?
It does. AI does the heavy lifting.
Yeah, the data crunching, spotting patterns, a super fast analysis. But the human, they're still setting the strategy, overseeing the ethics, making those nuanced calls.
Which you absolutely need, especially now. I mean, think about today's markets. They're incredibly complex, right? Everything's connected. Things move so fast.
More than ever. And our sources really hammer this point home.
Yeah.
This is where AI can make a massive difference. It's not just the amount of information.
It's the speed. News breaks, sentiment flips on a dime, data's flying around globally. As humans, just trying to keep up manually is, well, pretty much impossible.
It really is. And if you zoom out a bit, the complexity isn't just, counting companies or assets. It's the whole web, global politics, what's trending on social media, how all of that hits valuations. Like right now, your brain just hits a wall trying to process it all simultaneously. So the question becomes, how do you make informed, timely decisions in that kind of environment?
Okay, so AI steps in. It gives us that processing power, that speed. It boosts our own ability.
Exactly. It augments our natural limits.
Which brings us neatly to the first big benefit that kept popping up in our reading. Clarity. In a world drowning in data, how does AI actually deliver clarity? What does that look like? Is it just more charts?
No, it's much smarter than just more charts. A really critical part is AI's ability to not just gather data, but to synthesize it, to make sense of it.
Synthesize, meaning?
Okay, so imagine it's sifting through, thousands of earnings reports, news feeds, social media chatter, economic indicators.
Okay.
But it's not just looking for keywords. It's detecting subtle shifts in, say, sentiment around a company. Or maybe it's analyzing anonymous credit card data to guess spending trends before the official numbers are out.
So it's connecting dots we wouldn't see.
Exactly. The clarity comes because it can process these huge, varied data sets incredibly fast, spotting patterns, trends, links that a human analyst might miss or take months to find. It's not just raw data. It's helping you find the meaning in the noise. It's like getting financial X-ray vision sometimes.
Financial X-ray vision. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's intelligent synthesis making complicated stuff understandable, like a super researcher connecting the dots.
Pretty much, yeah.
And okay, if you have that clarity, the next point our sources make is about getting more control. How does AI as this co-pilot actually give an investor more control? It's not making the decisions for you, right?
Right. That's the key distinction. Control here isn't about the AI dictating. It's about giving you, the investor, a much deeper understanding of potential outcomes, which then allows for, more precise, timely, better informed decisions.
Okay, like how? Give me an example.
Well, AI can run simulations incredibly quickly. What if this geopolitical event happens? How might that impact the specific sectors you're invested in?
Scenario planning.
Exactly. Or stress testing your portfolio against different inflation rates. So you can adjust things proactively before a market downturn hits instead of just reacting afterwards.
You're steering, but with a much better dashboard to navigate it.
That's a great way to put it. It lets you keep a much firmer grip on your strategy. It flips investing from being purely reactive to being proactive and adaptive. The human sets the goals. AI gives the dynamic feedback to stay on track. It shifts the power to the investor.
I really like that framing proactive, not just reactive. And a huge part of being proactive must be the speed element. Our sources are clear. AI processes data faster than any human. How does that speed translate into real advantages?
Well, you have to ask, why is speed so critical anyway?
Right. Markets move fast.
Incredibly fast. Every second there's new information. A CEO's tweet, a shift in oil prices, something that could change the game for an investment. AI's ability to just ingest and analyze all that almost instantly means the human investor gets highly processed insights, like right away, near real time.
Okay, so for an individual, what does that mean practically?
It could be an instant alert on critical news affecting something you own, or spotting a tiny price difference, an arbitrage opportunity across exchanges that would disappear in, seconds.
Gone before a human could even notice it.
Exactly. It just massively compresses the time needed for analysis, which frees up your brain power.
Yeah, for the important stuff, the judgment call.
Precisely. Strategic thinking, making the final decision. You're not bogged down just collecting and trying to make basic sense of the data flood.
Okay, so we've got clarity, control, speed. That sounds like a really potent mix. But, and this is a big but, the source material is really emphatic that human judgment must remain at the center. It's not just a suggestion, it feels like a warning.
It absolutely is, and it's fascinating why.
So what does human judgment bring that this incredibly fast pattern-spotting AI just can't?
Well, AI is brilliant with patterns, speed, numbers, the quantitative stuff, but it fundamentally lacks unique human things, like intuition, emotional intelligence, understanding qualitative factors, the things you can't easily measure, grasping context, long-term strategic vision. That goes way beyond just data points.
So AI sees the what, but not always the why or the what if.
Exactly. AI runs on algorithms and history. It doesn't inherently understand, say, the subtle dynamics of a new geopolitical crisis that hasn't happened before, or a shift in culture that changes how people feel about a product, or completely novel situations, black swan events.
Things with no precedent in the data it trained on.
Right. Human judgment adds that crucial layer of oversight, adaptability, and the ability to make decisions that align with bigger goals or ethics or values, things that are inherently human. It's understanding the story behind the numbers.
That makes perfect sense. It's not just about the data, it's the context, the narrative, the human element.
Yeah.
And that leads us straight into those points from Sukanya Verma you mentioned earlier about transparency, regulation, and ethics being foundational.
Absolutely crucial pillars for making this work responsibly.
Let's take transparency first. What does that actually mean when we're talking about an AI recommending an investment? Why is it so vital?
Transparency is all about trust and being able to actually use the AI's output intelligently. It means not just getting a recommendation like sell this stock, but understanding how the AI reached that conclusion. It's about explainability. Why did it say sell?
Okay, so the AI needs to show its work.
Essentially, yes. A transparent system might explain. Okay, I flagged falling consumer spending in key areas from credit card data, and I saw a competitor's market share drop in their latest report. And historically, those two things together predict underperformance for this specific kind of company.
Got it. Without that explanation.
You're just dealing with a black box. You're taking its word for it. You can't check its logic. You can't spot potential biases in the data it used. You can't confidently weave that AI insight into your own final decision.
Right, you lose that essential human oversight.
Exactly. Transparency lets you question it, validate it. It builds genuine trust, which is key for that smarter, safer, clearer future.
Okay, showing the why builds trust. Makes total sense. And flowing from that is regulation. How do the rules need to change or evolve to handle AI in finance properly, to protect people and keep markets fair?
That's a huge challenge, honestly, because the tech moves so fast, often way faster than regulators can keep up.
I bet.
But regulation is critical. You need it to ensure fairness, obviously, to prevent market manipulation, even if it's unintentional because of how algorithms interact.
Right, unforeseen consequences.
Exactly, and protecting data privacy, establishing who's accountable when things go wrong. Regulators need to tackle thorny issues like algorithmic bias, making sure AI models aren't accidentally creating unfair advantages or reinforcing old inequalities.
So it's about setting guardrails.
Yes. Robust regulation acts as a vital safeguard. It ensures this powerful tech is used responsibly, helps level the playing field, builds public confidence, and defines the boundaries. It stops the race for speed from compromising market integrity or hurting investors. That's the safer part of the vision.
Guardrails for safety and fairness, got it. And the third pillar mentioned was ethics. This feels like it goes even deeper than rules. What are the key ethical considerations we need to keep front and center here?
It really does go deeper. Ethics touches on the moral responsibilities we have when using tools this powerful.
Such as?
Well, one big one is bias, as we mentioned with regulation. If the historical data AI learns from reflects past human biases, maybe favoring certain groups or types of companies,
The AI could learn and even amplify those biases.
precisely, leading to unfair outcomes without anyone intending it. Then there's the question of access. How do we make sure AI's benefits in investing don't just go to the wealthy, widening the gap between the information rich and information poor?
That's a really important point.
And we also have to think about jobs and finance, the broader economic shifts from more automation. Establishing strong ethical guidelines is about making sure AI serves humanity's best interests,
Aligning the tech with our values.
Exactly. That's how we get a financial future that isn't just smarter and safer, but also hopefully more equitable and clear about its purpose.
That paints a very clear picture. AI isn't magic. It's a sophisticated tool needing very thoughtful handling, guided by human values. Which brings us right back to where we started.
The co-pilot.
The co-pilot. Everything we've talked about just reinforces that idea so strongly. AI enhances, supports, clarifies, but it absolutely doesn't replace the human making the final call. So wrapping up this deep dive, it's really clear that AI in investing is fundamentally about empowerment. It's becoming an indispensable co-pilot, boosting our capabilities significantly, but never taking over that crucial human decision-making role. We've seen how it brings much-needed clarity, gives us better control, and that critical speed in today's really complex markets. It helps us navigate things more effectively. But the absolute core message, the thread running through everything, is that human judgment stays central. It has to. And those points about transparency, solid regulation, and unwavering ethics, they aren't optional extras. They're the bedrock for building a financial future with AI that's genuinely smarter, safer, and clearer for everyone involved. It's about trust, fairness, and making sure we guide the technology.
And if we connect that to the really big picture, what's so fascinating isn't just what AI can do technically, it's how integrating it forces us to rethink what informed decision-making even means in this age. It pushes us to consider what real knowledge and wisdom look like when information is almost overwhelming, almost instant.
That's a great point.
So maybe a final thought for you, listening. How could you start thinking about AI as a co-pilot in your own life? Maybe not just finance, but in your learning, your work, any complex area. The challenge, but also the real opportunity, is always to make sure that while you're leveraging its amazing speed and clarity, it's your unique human judgment, your critical thinking, your ethical compass that stays firmly in control, setting the course.
Being empowered by the tool, not replaced by it.
Exactly. Empowered, not superseded.